Hey guys, what is up? This is Innerman here. Just wanted to say thank you for clicking on the video. This is a special episode of the Innerman Unlimited podcast. It's actually my first time doing it with guests. I was kind of nervous, to be honest. But we got into some interesting topics, talked about procrastination, laziness, all that good stuff. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you gain something from it. And yeah, let's get right into the Innerman Unlimited podcast. You're tilted, man. You notice
I'm tilted?
No,
Oh, I see you.
Freaking Marquis. My real name is Dennis, aka Innerman. Like before all of this, I was sort of like a huge lazy bum. I used to play League all day, and that was just about it. And started getting my crap together, and actually doing some stuff. I had this really big dream to make the entertainment studio like Marvel, DC, and Disney, whatnot. And that's when I started up a YouTube channel and posting content on a regular basis, and yeah. Ooh.
A few different internet
Your mic's going in and out.
Uh-oh.
Dang.
And then he's gone.
I guess you can put this in the bloopers or something. Until he gets back, I guess he can I give everybody a rundown what you're all about and your podcast and stuff.
Yeah, so my name is Matt Chim. Basically who I am, I'm from Canada. I didn't graduate, but I'm done university now. And basically what I'm all about is I'm doing marketing for a small business, but my dream is to make a successful podcast. Although that could change. I'm not going to lie. I'm probably very, very hard in the tasting phase of my life right now. I know Gary Vee, he talks a lot about how, if you don't know what you want to do, go try a bunch of different stuff. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the phase that I'm in. And mainly what my main focus is trying to build some sort of brand on Instagram where I can provide values to others. Now, how I provide value, I don't know. I think doing podcasts like this is a great way. I mean, we're probably going to spread hopefully some good ideas, and hopefully anybody that's listening right now, I really do aspire to be able to give them good ideas and help them learn.
Okay, cool. So what about you, Marquis?
So my name is Marquis. I've been an artist since about elementary school. I'm pretty much right now trying to get my foot in the door. I don't so much have the social media or the marketing quite down yet, but I do have the raw talent and the skill for it. I'm looking into potentially taking any art classes at HCC, and I want to see what they can help me out with, see if I can expand my networking, talk to more people, if I can help get my work out there. I don't really have any big visions. I mostly would like to work with others in a studio and just do different types of character design or make my own type of contemporary art on the side. I've been working with a bunch of different mediums. My favorite usually is just sketching. I've switched from pencil over to pen. So the mistakes I have to a bare minimum. So that drawing I sent to you, that all started off in pen as I started layering over it with color and color.
Yeah, that was really nice, by the way. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you liked it. Sketch itself only took around 20 minutes. So I like to do more personalized things. That's why I like to work with people, since I don't have I'm not the head guy. I'm not super into business myself. Mm-hmm. So I want to help bring others' visions up along with my skill.
We can all agree that we have some goals in our lives and maybe some big dreams and whatnot, and where we want to see ourselves in the future. So, but there are a lot of obstacles that come along with that. So I guess we can just go ahead and jump right into the topics. So first topic is procrastination and laziness and productivity slumps. How do you guys deal with that personally? I guess I can go into it first myself. When I started this whole thing, I wasn't that all productive. I recently started to change that by writing down everything I want to accomplish for a specific day, and then putting it in a calendar system. Mm-hmm. And that stuff usually consists of practicing character art, because I really want to improve that to actually illustrate my characters and stuff. Putting out more content, making some podcast episodes as I'm walking on college campus, things like that. But still, procrastination has its way of making its way into your life and stuff like that. And coming from a past of just pure laziness and just video game playing, it's kind of hard to dodge. Could you guys talk about your experience with that? Either one of you can start first.
Yes, please. So the way I've messed with procrastination, first off, just a few months ago, I quit working with the Amazon fulfillment centers. So that was almost the opposite of procrastination. I was getting overworked, so I couldn't focus on it.
Yeah.
But for the past, I've been out of a job. I hadn't really been thinking about the art, find my way. But my fiance, she's definitely picking up on that back end. So I find myself just kind of laying back a lot of the time, just consuming media until and then I try to go ahead and put on like podcasts on the side or like art videos, self-help stuff.
Yeah,
stuff
definitely.
like put on the background as I go ahead and sit down with the sketchbook open. And I'll just be staring at whatever drawings I've been doing recently, wondering, should I pick up on this one? Do I feel like doing pen? And at points, things will just kind of hit me. When I started a new drawing, I just saw the shape and I just kind of went for it until I was done.
Okay, cool.
To go ahead, I want to try to take classes. That way, it kind of forces me out there. And then there's other people that it helps bridge the gap.
So like you really didn't like have a chance to procrastinate. It was like do or die for you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Damn, I wish I had that. But so what about you, Matt?
In terms of how I deal with procrastination, or how I used to be very lazy, I'm just like you actually, Innerman. In high school, I used to be a big NBA 2K guy. Just to give you a number, you can see your time played on 2K. I think I would play every 2K every year. I probably had 2 months of game time. Just think of that, per year.
Dang.
So I was fucking gaming hard, and then obviously that's only one game of many that I would be playing. But my big thing for how to deal with procrastination is I don't really think that I don't see myself as procrastinating when I was playing 2K, because I swear to God, man, that was like one of the deepest states of flow I was in. I was in it, man. I was doing what I want. I was grinding hard, trying to get my career guy up to as high as I could get him. Now, whether or not that was a good goal to have, that's another question. But the biggest thing that I found that's helped me be able to stay on track with my goals is actually having a goal that I want to do, right? And I think this goes back to what Gary Vee talks about when he talks about like following your passion and don't live on other people's judgments, that kind of thing. That for me has been huge. Not listening to other people's opinions, living other people's lives through myself. And another thing too, I did door-to-door sales in the summer, and one of the managers, they had a saying. They said, preparation plus opportunity minus distractions is what gives you success.
Yeah. And
the big thing out of that was distractions, all right? So many different ways you can get taken off course. This summer, just from who I was hanging out with, your environment, for me at least, is so crucial. If you hang out with the wrong people, Grant Cardone has a saying, something along, it's from the Bible, I think, actually, but it's like, idle hands is the devil's workshop, or something along that line. If you're just coasting through life, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he says, if you don't have a goal, you're more likely just floating, and who knows where you're going to end up.
Yeah.
For me, it's just big on just having, what do I actually want? What is it me that wants it? And then, engineering, you could say, your environment so that you're put into a position that can lead to your success. Yeah. Right.
Yes.
And now that's my big thing, I think.
Yeah. I actually find that like you said before, like really thinking about like where you want to be in the future, and like really like honing in on that goal that you have in mind, like that kind of helps me get out of a rut sometimes. Well, it's actually helped a lot, to be honest, because I really wouldn't focus on that thing. I would always focus on, hey, how can I get more playtime with Echo, or like on League of Legends, by the way. Like how can I improve my rank on League and stuff like that. And I really agree with that statement you made about putting yourself in the right environment, because I would always put myself in the environment of like my Discord friends and me and the fellas playing like playing until 4 a.m. and stuff like that, and not actually doing anything. But yeah, that's
right.
I kind of agree with that. Well, I really agree with that environment thing. So
have you been improved?
What was that?
How have you, what steps have you taken to improve your environment?
Oh yeah, so to improve my environment, first of all, to give away not hanging around those guys as much. I drop in and say, hey, what's up, guys? You check out my YouTube video and stuff like that. They say it's cringy, but I just move on. I just move on, But yeah, I don't hang around them as much. They're usually, I see them in Discord or playing Modern Warfare or something, one of the new games that come out. But Yeah, I try to do a bit more productive things. I say what's up to them every once in a while. Do some journaling, try to stay on track. That's what I do right now, as it's like actually improve my focusing, my
I think
focus.
like social groups, maybe like around you when it comes to friends. I've definitely always had a quite the expansive amount of friends like in high school, but not a lot I can attribute to my art success. So what I found kind of compartmentalizing what I want from certain friends at certain times. So me and certain friends will have certain understanding that we hang out with each other just when we party, and then I have my primary friends are the ones who like to watch me do my art or kind of spin off some creative ideas, give me the motivation. And then at other times, like I would just kind of consult my family. They just want to push me in like any which direction I can be in. So I guess I find myself more like self-focused, and then through that I kind of isolate myself a little too much. So I need to work on expanding my territory of people that I could be around. So that's I want to go into college, work on it.
So yeah, I also wanted to ask you guys this question. Like as far as your peers go, like people that have known you like your entire life and like your tendencies in the past, like have they ever been like, oh, like why are you so different now, or something like that? Have they ever like tried to talk you down, like after you tried to like change like your perspective on life and like actually try to do something?
Fortunately, my father figure had been doing that for me recently, so I've had to cut ties with him.
Oh.
But it's been kind of simple to do. He hadn't really been there for me growing up, so it's just kind of something in the back of my head that I've had to kind of push away for now. Luckily, I haven't had a lot of people trying to push me down. If anything, people have been kind of find it hard to read like whatever I want. So I'm never sure of my future, my goals. I focus on the process and the side.
Yeah, definitely. So what about you, Matt?
I mean, I haven't had any friends say anything to me that I can really think of, although I'm sure maybe they say something, I don't really care. What was it in terms of bringing me down? What was it? How do you phrase it exactly?
Well, I guess some of your peers are like, they know how you were in the past, and have they like said anything that's like, oh, why are you so different now? Why are you trying to act like somebody you're not? Or just like something along that lines, yeah.
The changes you need to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had an interesting situation. Honestly, I kind of like after university, those are my high school friends. I kind of isolated. Not so I still keep in contact with them, but I don't think none of them has really stepped into my life. Although, just like you, my parents, if anybody, have been a little bit more negative, and that's kind of I would say it's a little bit harder to deal with because I'm not able just to cut off my parents. So it's more of like a minimizing thing and being like empathetic to why are they saying these things, what environment did they grow up in, why are they acting that way. How I dealt with it was just kind of Gary Vee. Man, Gary Vee's helped me so much. Just like his philosophy, just realizing, you live your own life. Don't kind of like this fear of judgment thing. That was my big kind of, not kryptonite, but big crux. Once I realized why you're not doing things is because you fear judgment. Just putting conscious light to it for myself made me realize, this is kind of a stupid fear to have in the first place. And even if people were to be kind of negative or, they're just kind of not about it, that's fine, but I'm living my own life, and it's one life. Don't waste your time thinking about stupid shit. That type of stuff really helps, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Marquis, do you watch Gary Vee, or like are you familiar with him, like who he is and what he does?
Well, I know of him. I had my friend show me a few of his TikToks, and the way I'd seen first time I'd seen my exposure to him, he was talking about like how he uses cuss words frequently, and it was around. I was wondering how he could be doing that and pushing all like these positive agendas. And he was essentially saying it doesn't fucking matter really what language you're using as long as your message is what is represented through it. Because it's not necessarily a negative word; it's just a way to emphasize with a little bit of vulgarity, and it's a good way to express yourself.
And like just a quick story, like I tried showing my dad Gary Vee, like, and he's like a devout Christian, so like he like the whole message like just like went right over his head. He's like, this guy has a trash mouth, and that's just that's all I got from the video. But yeah, I really like the thing that he said, and the thing that Matt just mentioned is that I was scared of that fear of judgment from my friends. And like, what are people gonna think of this video? What are people gonna think of like me in these goggles on campus? Because I actually made a video of like just me going up to random strangers and asking them to draw with me, and they're like, "Hey man, that's cringy." I'm like, "How do you think I felt in that moment? Just just take that feeling that you have and like multiply it by like 1,000,000. But yeah,
I was a big fan of the put yourself out there like that. I especially love the Chronicles. It was a big inspiration for that drawing. I knew I wanted to put that on paper since the start.
Yeah, I get a lot of like jokes. People say I look like that part where they're wearing the goggles in Willy Wonka, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
That's the best part of the movie.
Yeah, I know. I know, right? Getting over that fear of judgment is kind of like what helped me like actually start putting stuff out, like and just trying to silence those voices that like say, hey, that's cringy, man, or dude, that's kind of stupid. But yeah, that's just me. So yeah, do you guys want to move into the next topic?
Let's do it.
Sure.
And then I'll just say one thing back to what you just said there, where just putting your stuff out there, not enough fear of judgment. I think it's just so important. Let the market decide, right?
Yeah.
People say it's stupid. You might even tell yourself it's stupid, but at the end of the day, the market is the market. The market's the one that decides if you're gonna grow or die, I guess.
Yeah, and I feel like you can get some valuable feedback from people. People may say like, well, I've been looking at my analytics recently, and what I've been noticing is that people may be thinking that my intros are a bit too long. So from that, I can like assess and readjust. So maybe like make the intros a bit shorter, and then like actually get into the the meat and potatoes of the video. So yeah, feedback from the market is actually pretty valuable. I've been learning.
Especially if they're not like bashing your head in with it. Like if they're being so negative about it, it can be hard to learn something from it.
Yeah, exactly. Next topic is actually, it kind of stems from the previous topic, is just distractions. So we got a whole bunch of distractions in the 21st century. Got our phones, social media, just like friends and family in general and stuff like that. Especially friends for me, like saying, hey man, let's hop on League and let's play some League. Can you guys talk on like your experience with distractions? I guess Matt, you can start first if you'd like.
So I'm just thinking, what were my big distractions? And just like yourself, I would say friends is number one. Your social influence. The way this is like one of the more difficult ones in my opinion. For at least it was for me to kind of limit, just because there's like a social dynamic here. You don't want to be mean to anybody, and they are your friends at the end of the day. But in terms, at the end of the day, if they're distracting you from what you want to do, you have to manage that. If you don't manage it, you're just going to let it go rampant. Again, going back to Arnold said, you just kind of float whichever way the wind blows. So for me, I find setting an end time for when I do hang out with friends. So say, somebody wants to hang out, I'm down, okay. But we're only doing it for 1 hour, 2 hours, and then after that, I got to go because I have to go back and do whatever. That for me has been very, very crucial. And again, the classic saying no, saying no allows you to say yes to other things, that type of saying. But I'm not the best at saying no, to be honest. Yeah. Although I have been getting better.
Like, cause I'm a very like empathetic person, and I really find it hard to say no sometimes. I was like, oh man, what would they think about me if I say no? I feel like I'm being mean. Note is scheduling is like pretty good, because like once you schedule your day out, like what you're supposed to be doing like at that exact moment, and you don't go overboard with anything else. And that's something I've been trying to implement into my life, just to like stay on track. But Marquis, sorry for interrupting, man. Like, tell us your story about distractions.
I'll sometimes have like the opposite problem. It's not that I'm like focused or distracted by anything. Sometimes I'll just kind of be in limbo, sitting there consuming too much art and content, spending too much time analyzing it instead of externalizing it, actually using what I've learned. And even at those times, like I'll have maybe the TV on, or I'll have a sketchbook open, and then I'm not even scrolling or anything, because I can't have a hard time finding out where to start. Don't even know what to distract myself with. Don't know what to focus on. So I find myself very much in the middle of it. And whenever I do get focused on a piece of art, sometimes like it can last for a few hours. Like I'll skip a meal without realizing it. I'll be up past like 3 a.m. Everyone's already asleep. And then sometimes by those points, I'll be up all night because I know I'm going to have to be up in the morning with my fiance, make her breakfast and whatnot so she can go to work. So if anything, I need to cool down, find more ways to distract myself while finding a good middle ground, being productive in the middle of it. Because I do like having the podcast on in the background, so where they can say such profound things that will not take me away from what I'm looking at, and what's going on in my head, just kind of flow with it.
I find myself like for instance, you guys ever heard of what's his name? Thomas Frank on YouTube? No.
I can't say that.
Or like Matt Diavella, or like some of these like motivational guys and stuff like that.
With him.
Yeah, so I watch a lot of videos that are like that, like dealing with procrastination, going to sleep on time, things like that. And it's so easy to get caught up in, just watching a whole bunch of videos without actually like trying to do the things that they're talking about. And Matt, you may be familiar with like what Gary Vee says, like, I don't listen to what I say, like do the things that I'm doing. And he actually gets like really pissed, like, wait, why are you at this why are you at this keynote? You should get out of here and like actually start doing. And yeah, I think it's like really easy to get caught up in like the stuff that's online rather than just like actually implementing it.
That rule's great.
Yeah.
Like, I've been listening to those inspirational speaks in the background, finding ones like that have no video element to, one less to. And I find that a lot of the times whenever they are speaking like from what feels like your own head, it can be like filling your mind with pressure until you eventually have to pop. You have to like get the stuff out there.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think pressure from yourself to do better is definitely better than peer pressure from your friends, of course.
And a pressure to do what? If your friends are pressuring you to do something you don't want to do, it's probably not in your best interest.
Pressure like just hang out, spend all day like smoking weed and whatnot. When it's an art. And I find myself, I need to like pressure myself to kind of put my ideas together. So I've been doing a lot of writing down different aspects of art that I'm going to pay attention to. So that way, when I am consuming this media in limbo, I'll still be detracting something from it. So I'll be writing a list of shows that I will go ahead and go back and consume, waste a little time with that. Then I'll write down looking for, color, maybe some emotion or a certain perspective that really sticks out to me. And then that'll help put that pressure on me that I have to go ahead and put out there whatever I saw on the screen in front of me.
All right. So guys, as far as like when you're doing something productive, like say for instance, Marquis, you're like doing like a sketch or a drawing, or Matt, you're recording a podcast episode. How far away are your devices really, or do you like use that technique to like put your phone away, like I don't know, like a few yards away from you or something like that? Like, what do you guys do, like when it comes to like your phones and whatnot, in order to keep you focused?
Well, I'm in an interesting situation because typically a lot of the stuff that I would be doing, which would be considered productive, might be on my phone.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
For example, one thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to comment, Gary Vee's $1.80 strategy. Leave as many comments, given, insightful comments on everybody's piece of feed, hand-to-hand comment, whatever, just to kind of get out there. But sometimes, let's say, for example, I was in school and I had to do a project. Honestly, bro, like I'd probably use my phone for like half the time for the first hour and then be like, goddamn, my phone across the room. And yeah, like separation, it does make a difference, I think.
Yeah,
I use my TV to try to go and put on the background, and I'll create a list that way there's not a subject changing every 10 minutes too. And then my phone, I usually I keep it near me, but I keep it just out of sight. So if I'm sitting on like my sofa, I'll put it like right next to I'll put it on the table right next to me, but right next to where the sofa kind of curves over it. So it's just out of sight, but then within reach.
Yeah. I feel like this topic does like really like mold together like really well with like procrastination and laziness, because especially in school when I was on my phone, I was one of those guys that was like, oh, I need a reason to do my work, right? Like I say for instance, I have like this essay that was due like maybe tomorrow or something. I would like wait like until like 12 o'clock, and I was like, okay, this is now I actually have like motivation, or I have like something that's like causing me to like actually get the work, and I took pride in that for some reason rather than like getting it done earlier so I can like relax.
I was very similar in school that way. Finish my reports last second. Extra pressure. It must be why I switched over to pen.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Matt? Did you ever deal with that in high school? Like, were you ever like one of those people that like needed a reason why to like do something, or you needed some pressure to like actually get something done in school?
In school, yeah, but I come from a family where they're pretty like heavy on school, so I received that pressure plenty at home. And honestly, I was kind of gifted. I never really had, not gifted, but like I was like, what was the privilege, I guess you could say. I never really had any trouble with school. I was always able to get my work done, and I was somewhat just because like I was like fearing my mom, like what she would do to me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I know what you mean. It's like sometimes, for example, if I had like a creative project I might be working on, I could, just putting it off. I don't know why, but just procrastinating. But again, I think for me, it just came back to like, what do you actually want to do? Because once I found something, then I was like, holy frig, like I really want to do this. Like I'll just like you were saying, where you would draw for hours and not think about eating, sleeping. Same idea. I would like lose. I wouldn't like. I remember when I was playing 2K. This is something I really wanted to do. I would spend like wake up at 8 a.m., go to sleep at 10 p.m. I don't leave the Xbox like that whole day. I don't go outside once.
Yeah.
It's like we merge, although not for the best goal probably. But yeah, just having that like goal that like what do you actually want to do? I find that's been like a very powerful question for myself.
Okay. And that you find that doing like asking yourself that like gets you out of like some ruts that you have, like productivity ruts.
Yeah, because if I'm bored, I'm usually thinking, okay, well, why am I bored? Like, obviously, I don't want to do this. And then what do I actually want to do? And that's kind of like what maintains my interest. Although there is a danger there, you could become the guy who goes this way, that way, this way, that way. So there is a little bit of balance. Sometimes you do have to bring in some discipline, But I don't know. Does that kind of answer?
Yeah, definitely. Like above and beyond, actually. Yeah, thanks, man. I think we got like distractions and stuff. Like, I think we nailed that down pretty well. I guess we can move on to the final topic. Something that I don't get enough of, which is sleep. Yeah. So.
Sleep is so hard to keep consistent.
You want to start us off, Marquis? Like, what's your sleep schedule look like, and like, what's your relationship with like such a necessary part of our life?
So my relationship with it definitely tends to be me avoiding it, even whenever like I'm so tired and it's dragging me down. I'll walk around just kind of stumbling as if I've had a few beers, and I just need to get to sleep, and I have a hard time just putting myself there. Because I always find that I'm better off consuming some sort of media or creating my own, because it all feeds into the same machine. So like usually, my fiance will go to bed around like 10 o'clock, and then sometimes I will stay up till around like 1 in the morning, and then I'll go to bed, and then I'll have to be up at like 5 in the morning till about 6, so that way I can walk the dog with her, make her breakfast and whatnot. And then sometimes from there, sometimes I'll be up for the rest of the day. Other times I'll be up for another hour or so, and then go to bed till around noon.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. I prefer my time being awake though, so I try to find a healthy balance where I'm not hurting myself physically.
Right. So what about you, Matt?
Sleep is a very interesting topic, I think. Just to give you a little background about who I am, if you were to meet me, say, about 6 months ago, I was still trying to do the content thing, although I would say at a much lower level, with something called lucid dreaming. Are you guys familiar with lucid dreaming at all?
That's sort of like binaural beats and things like that? Yeah. Yeah.
Binaural beats plays into it, and then basically, you become conscious of your dream while you're dreaming, so you can control your dream.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And sleep's obviously a big role in that. So I actually did a lot of research into sleep during that time, and one of the things that I found, there's something called a chronotype. So what that means is you've heard probably people saying that they're an early bird, or some people that are night owls. I think myself, I might be more geared towards a night owl. Now, I will say, while reading, I've also found people that say that chronotypes don't exist, and I don't know what to think about. The whole health industry is honestly pretty muddled. It seems like everybody says stuff that's contradictory, and it's a lot of it genetics that differs from person to person. But for myself with sleep, my sleep schedule right now is probably something closer to go to sleep at 2 a.m., wake up at 10 or 12 p.m., 8 to 10 hours of sleep. I have a pretty big problem where I'm sleeping way too much.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. I don't know anything about sleep, honestly, but I wish it was better.
Yeah. For me, I feel like I'm rather inconsistent. In the past, I've tried going to sleep at like 12 a.m., try to get as much work done as possible, then it started switching over to 2 a.m. Then maybe like 3, 4 ish, something like that. It's because I felt like I wasn't like actually like getting all the stuff done I wanted. Hang on, gotta fix my lighting here. Okay, cool. It's kind of dark, but yeah, I felt like I wasn't like actually accomplishing like all I wanted. So I felt like, bro, okay, never mind, just screw it. I felt like I was like obligated to stay up because I had so many things that I wanted to do, and I felt like I really wasn't prioritizing. Like for instance, like drawing practice, because I'm trying to improve my character art. I try to get that in like 2 hours a day. I'm also really into programming. I want to practice that, and I guess that like sort of like bleeds into like prioritization. And I guess we can like talk about that for a few seconds. Even though this is sleep, but how do you guys like prioritize stuff?
So mostly, since I have all this time off where I'm not working, I try to prioritize keeping my area clean, and then getting back to coming up with at least new concepts for art whenever I'm not making it. So the priority definitely is like I want to build my catalog. I want to keep updating my skills, like even if it is just slow, since I don't usually need a lot of practice. I more so need the push, the quick inspiration to do that quick piece and then get it done. So I prioritize getting myself in the right headspace to where that can just kind of pop out of nowhere.
Okay. So Matt?
In terms of prioritization, I think there's two main things that have really helped me. The first thing is very similar to you, keeping my surroundings clean. Reason for this, I don't know if you guys know Jordan Peterson at all.
Oh,
yes, Jordan Peterson.
One of the things he says is clean your room. And the reason for that is that your external environment, in some sense, is a reflection of your internal environment. And I've found, at least, having my room clean, it's so cheesy, but like literally just cleaning my room has allowed me to be more focused. I don't know what it is. Something's going on there. But when there's a lot of mess around, I'm a little bit more disorganized. You know, my thoughts are astray. I'm not as on target as I could be otherwise. And then the other thing, too, that's really helped with keeping myself on track with prioritization is having some sort of schedule. Now, I will say this might differ from person to person, how much schedule you might have. I think Elon Musk, I heard he had like 5-minute time blocks, which is probably a little bit extreme for most people.
Yeah.
But just something about it, man. I don't know. Just writing down a few things you want to get done the next day, it really helps me. And then I don't know if you guys ever have this thought, but sometimes I'll be going throughout my day and I'll be thinking, okay, what should I even be doing right now? Having a calendar, and I whip out the calendar, like, okay, here's what I should be doing. That just allows me to like get right on track and then prioritize, the right thing.
Okay. And Dan, like when you said like cleaning up your room and like your room is like a reflection of your mind, my mind must be like a tornado or something like that. Because not gonna show you guys my room. Don't want you to get sick or anything. But it's like about 36 minutes. We can like wind it down like one more question, and like this is jumping like back on to sleep. Do you guys find that like you're okay with maybe like 6 hours or 4 hours of sleep, and when you like maybe like get 8 hours, you feel like crap? Because sometimes for me, like when I get like 6 hours, I'm usually good, and when I get 8 hours, I feel like really tired for some reason. What are your experiences with that?
I found it easier to get up at around like 6 to 7 hours of sleep. I find that it makes me more tired by the end of the day. But if I'm pushing to get like the 8 to 10, like some people recommend, whenever I wake up at some point in the morning to use the bathroom, I'm not good at going back to sleep or taking a nap throughout the day.
Yeah.
So I find I have to push myself back into sleep, like pulling it further. So those last few extra hours, it feels like I'm still in and out of it, and then it ends up being kind of worthless. So I'd rather get up, start waking up in that amount of time, and feeling better by that time.
Do you have like some sort of like wind down ritual? Like for instance, like do you turn your phone off or turn your screens off? Something like that, or do you usually like find yourself on your phone like right before you go to sleep? Watch your favorite Netflix episode, watch Mandalorian, then like fall asleep on that or something.
Anything I want to watch, I usually keep it onto the TV so I can keep my phone to a minimum. Usually I use my phone for like email or messaging people.
Oh.
And then if I'm watching something, it's like headphones if I'm out on the go. And then mostly getting down to where I just have one light on for the rest of the night. up until it gets to the point where, all right, I just need to actually get to sleep.
Yeah.
Once I myself.
Yeah.
So is a good way to describe it.
Yeah, I've been trying to, I've actually been, they did some research on this. They say that it's good to turn off your devices and your lights like 1 hour before, not your lights, well, your devices, because of blue light, Turn it off like 1 hour before you go to sleep, like read a book or something. Not doing so well with that, to be honest, but, because, like, as of right now, I usually, like, watch, like, a YouTube video, then I end up, like, dozing off, just, like, dozing off and falling asleep. Wake up, it's the next morning, but, I feel like that, and just, like, reading a book actually, like, helps with my eyes, because when I wake up, like, after a night of, like, a binge watching some Netflix or, watching YouTube, I feel like my eyes are, like, a whole lot more tired, rather than just, like, reading a book right before going to sleep. Yeah. So what about you, Matt?
In the past, I was probably better. I would, it's just, and I seriously think this too. When I used to stop using my screen at all for like an hour or two and just read before going to sleep, I'm telling you right now, like I don't do it anymore. I should, but I would definitely fall asleep way faster. In terms of like any sort of wind down routine, I don't have anything in specific. I do like taking a shower before I go to bed. I find that just having a warm shower will relax my body and now allow me to go to sleep. Yeah, I don't really know. Nothing crazy though.
Okay. A quick side note. I know this is kind of off topic, but like, screw it. Cold showers. What do you guys think about cold showers? You ever tried one?
Cold showers. I mean, you ever jump into a cold? Most pools you jump into are like kind of cold. Yeah. It's not my primary. My primary is a warm shower. I feel a lot more warm after having like at least a little bit of steam. It'll feel kind of awkward if I end it cold. But I could jump into a cold shower sometimes. Sometimes I genuinely need it. Good for my back, I think.
Yeah. Like, I got caught up in all these facts. Increased muscle growth. You take a cold shower or something like that. Don't know how valid that is. Probably not that valid. But one thing I can attest to is that it definitely wakes you up. Like.
Oh yeah, I was about to hit on that too.
Yeah. Because I felt like crap one morning, and like after taking a cold shower, like just like that, I was like up and at it.
Back when I worked a pizza job, like the first 2 hours of every morning, we would do prep work, so I'd spend about 2 hours in the freezer. And I could almost complain, but really I felt very nice afterwards.
So what about you, Matt?
In terms of cold showers, I don't do them anymore. I used to do them daily. I don't know how.
This guy's a legend.
I don't do anything anymore. I'm kind of after that. Yeah, I don't know if they're honestly like good or not, but I will tell you like what I've heard about them. So this is from both Ty Lopez and if you know David Goggins.
Oh yeah.
They're big on creating some sort of mental callus of your mind, basically, where you're the master of your own mind. Cold showers, and I will say this too, they fucking suck. When you do them, it's just kind of like suffering. So,
especially the first time. Like,
yeah.
Definitely sucks.
Oh my god! And then in the winter, you guys are both from the States.
Yeah. So so Florida, it's like not that bad in comparison, like states up north, but
right.
It still pretty sucks. It kind of sucks though. But yeah, go ahead.
I will. In the winter in Canada, I'm in Canada, so in the winter up here versus the summer, taking a cold shower is like night and day. Like in the summer, I could probably do a cold shower, it wouldn't even be bad. You get out of it, it's warm anyways. But I swear to God, right now it's cold, it's winter. Oh my God, if I do a cold shower, I'll literally like, it's just like pure like death.
It's a double whammy right there, man.
So
I think sometimes I find like ironically, someone will keep their house too warm. Then like, I need to go back to the cold shower or go back outside. Overcompensating.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, those are the topics, gentlemen. Guess you can just wind it down. Where can people find you, Marquis? I know you're on Instagram, but you can go ahead and shout it out.
Pretty much just Instagram right now. Crazy to-do list. That's primarily where I put my art. The to-do list isn't that crazy. I came up with it in middle school, but I figured I'd just stick with it. Otherwise, my main account would be neckbeard_titty tats. That's a story for the time. occasionally post some artwork. Right now, I have some stuff I have on Teespring, like Teespring/coconut-corner. You can find a bunch of stuff on there.
Yeah, people gotta definitely check you. People definitely gotta check you out, man. Cause that drawing you made, that was killer. I love that.
Oh, it's just I'm still with the social media and the networking. I can do the drawing though.
So, what about you, Matt? Where can people find you? Like, I know you got like the successful podcast and everything. Like, people gotta know about it.
They could just go on YouTube or any sort of like Apple Podcast or Spotify. Just type in the Matt Chim. That's MATTCHIEM experience, and I'm sure I'll be the first thing that comes up.
Okay, guys. Well, that concludes the podcast episode. We got like 44 minutes, a little bit over, but I think it was well worth it. Touched on some pretty interesting topics that people will probably gain some value from, that I hope they gain some value from. But thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thanks for having me.
And maybe we can like do some more in the future or something like that. It'd be pretty cool.
I'd be down with that.
Okay. Well, all right, guys. I'll catch you later, and thanks again. All right.
You too. Y'all have a good day.
Bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes another episode of the Innerman Unlimited podcast. I do hope you enjoyed it. So guys, I'm going to be doing this podcast thing on YouTube. It's going to be dropping 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The special episodes, that is. I'm still going to be doing weekly episodes. But if you enjoyed it, guys, and if you gained something from it, make sure to hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell so you don't miss a single episode when it comes out. Podcast is going to be available here on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Radio Public, Breaker, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff. Links will be in the description below. Also, make sure to support us on social media. The links will be in the description for that as well. Tune in next time, guys. This is Innerman from Innerman Arts signing off.